everybody, this is Johnny S with another R6 vlog, baby. Happy 2025. Happy 2025. Happy New Year. I wish you had good vacation and Christmas holidays and with your family and your loved ones. I had an awesome time, hence why my videos were a little bit scarce. Took the time with the family, took some time off work. Today's video is gonna be on a not so positive, let's say, message. It's gonna be a little bit of an update, and we're gonna talk about something which I have mentioned in the past and on all the videos, but as like I said, we are getting older and older. Our minds are evolving, developing. They are re-evaluating things, they are structuring things a little bit better, and therefore I will try to also share these thoughts with you. The title of the video is going to be something like New Year's update. I'm going to talk a little bit of a chit chat, and then we're going to get into egotism. We're going to get into narcissism and nihilism. Those three words, those three characteristics of different, let's say, personas. And we're going to dive into them. I'm going to share my thoughts. I think I'm going to sit down. We'll see how it goes. So it might be a long video. Just a heads up for everybody. So a little bit of introductions. It's been some time. My name is Johnny S. I'm 44 years old, soon to be 45. I'm Pisces in the star sign, so 14th of March is my birthday, soon to be 45. We're living in Greece, Athens. Grew up my teenage years in Australia. I'm married. I've got a little boy, 7-year-old boy, so I'm a father. And we're on top of a Yamaha R6 2006 Raven Black Edition that I've got for 14 years and been driving for around 7-8 years, somewhere there, full time. We have a YouTube channel which we initiated for strange reasons, let's say. We have ended up on what it is. It is a non-monetized channel. We're not making money out of this, so our opinion is a little bit more free, a little bit more raw, a little bit more whatever you want to call it. 2004 was a difficult year, but nevertheless we managed. We managed quite good. Everything has gone okay. We got no complaints, both work-wise, personal-wise, family-wise. So there have been many negatives as many positives also. As always, I hope 2025 is better. I hope it brings more happiness. There are some positive indications both on the professional level and on the personal level, which will suggest that it's going to be a better year. Not trying to speak too soon, but yeah, this is what I'm letting people go, so you know. So there is a suggestion that it's going to be a better year. We had quite an awesome Christmas, truth be told, with the little one. We bought many different presents that I bought for him. The hilarious thing is that even my presents and my wife's presents, they have been taken up by the little one. It's like, hey, that one's your mom's present. No, I'm going to just use it for one day. All right. So hilarious. I love him. I kind of knew that he was going to be that way, but you know, it's a little bit windy today. The weather is cold also. That's another reason why I haven't been doing a lot of videos. We're wearing our full North bike gear, mostly consisting of North coat. If I do find a place and it's peace and quiet, because I don't want people around today. It's been a while since I've done this, and I want to have my recollection and my thoughts straight on my mind, so I don't lose track of thought. So we got a full bike gear, mostly consisting of North coat and RST boots. They feel good. The newest and strangest component is our bike pants, as I've mentioned previously, which is you know, a little bit strange feeling wise. As far as cold, what I'm wearing now, in below this I'm wearing a thermal insulation suit, let's say, like pajamas, thermal insulation, pants, and long sleeve at the top, and that's it. I'm doing this on purpose to test what it feels like without having too many things inside. And it's not cold. It's not like just having that layer underneath and having this at the top. I don't feel the freeze. Same thing with the pants. The pants are perforated on certain sections, so they're considered summer pants, especially on the thighs in here. But nevertheless, because of the thermal insulation, I'm not getting cold, so our gear is quite good. We had quite a few presents this year, and there's quite a few more to come. I might do some unboxing for some of them. There will be a surprise for as far as vlogging goes as well, that I'm going to keep it and share it with you when it comes. I don't want to spoil everything. My brother got married also. He got married on the 3rd of the month. There's the 5th, so 2 days ago he got married. Let's see if there's anyone here. Okay, so a little bit of a showcase of the bike, even though I have shown it before. Also an update. Look at this place, it's beautiful. Finally, it's empty. I think it's the first time it's empty. So this is our bike. We put a 46 Valentino Rossi sticker, lol. I am gonna take it out, it's just for fun. Let me turn off this camera. So as far as the bike goes, just an update. Everything is going beautifully awesome. Since it's daytime now, you can see the tinting of the things that are done. These scratches which show on top of the tint, they were there as soon as I got the vinyl, so it was low quality, not very high quality. It was already scratched up and everything, but for the overall effect, you see what I mean. I have cut it quite closely. You can see the white thing is a little bit, but you have to go really close. If you see here, I've cut it and I just folded it just. A good idea would have been to cut a little bit more, but because I didn't have the right tool, I didn't want to cut this. So I cut it on the thing. You need to cut it a little bit more and fold it with the hairdryer. The result is good, but this is what I wrecked at the top here. What I was cutting with was not a straight blade, it was a jagged blade, and that created, anyway, that was my silly. Same thing I've done on the back. Back is awesome, it's going beautiful, and we got our hard backseat top cover, which looks beautiful. I don't know if it can be seen. Let me just tap it a little bit. It looks beautiful, guys. Look at it from this side. Look how aerodynamic it looks. It's fucking beautiful. Better than even the seat. Even the proper seat that I've got is kind of aerodynamic, but this is even more. So the guy that I bought the seat, because my one was torn up and was stuffed up, he actually gave me the top cover. He hadn't given me the base. There's a base underneath which actually clips onto the bike. So I bought that extra. It wasn't much, it was quite cheap. And here we are. Now we have both the seat and we have the hard top. If we're going to go for a ride by ourselves, which most cases we are by ourselves, I'm usually going to be with the hard top. It looks more beautiful, especially from the top. Take into consideration the style of the R6. Obviously there's more lines and there's more things like that. The guy that I bought it from had an accident where his bike kind of got totaled really bad. Basically got hit from the back, spun out of control, and then the truck ran over the bike. It was fucking crazy, and a lot of plastics popped off. So sometimes it's what they say, one man's demise is another's, you know. So I did get disappointed on that, but you know, what can you do? There were a lot of scratches and everything. I thought I had to repaint it, but what I did is I put some polishing cream and I got my buffer tool and I really grinded it down. There were like scratches here, there was some, things like that, but it seems as if most of them have gone away. So that's an update about the bike. We're going fucking beautifully. Give me 1 second to take the camera off, and we'll continue. Yeah. And we're back. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shot of my gear. See the bike at the back. Beautiful, beautiful place. Also, we're running and uploading on 2.7K or 2K or what you might call it, 60 FPS, so the quality is quite good. Let me show you a little bit the gear that I'm wearing. Straighten up the camera just to see if it can be seen. So we've got our North Coat jacket, beautiful. Let me just lower the camera a bit. You just get to the boots as well. So we've got North Coat jacket, full leather, with the hump, full protection, level 2 everywhere. We've got the isothermic thing, so this is the only thing that I'm wearing, which just keeps it warm, especially here. I thought it would get cold, it doesn't get cold. We got our pants, North Coat, full protection, very easy. They got protection here as well. And we got our RST boots. The only difficult thing was trying to get these pants inside the boots. They're a little bit weird on the scratching part. So that's about when it comes to the gear. It's very comfortable, it's beautiful. I mean, like, look at it. And one of the things that the North Coat has is, if you look at the line, because I've got a bit of a belly, see how it does that? Obviously you can tighten it down from here, but I've got this because the shape goes like, obviously when you bend down it's not bad, but it gives me room for the good belly. So let me set it up and we'll continue. Yeah. Okay guys, and we're back. I'll put the camera a lot closer. I know that means that you might see less of the bike. I do apologize for that, but I don't want to speak loud because it's a church. Some guys stop from behind. All right, finally peace and quiet. I don't want to speak loud first of all, and I want to have like a closer shot as per discussion. I want to look at you at eye level. I'll try to keep the video short, but it's a big, huge topic, and I don't want to be rushed in my mind, and I don't want this to be a negative video. I don't want this to be, even though there's many things that have gone bad and everything. I am a very sentimental person. Like I said, Pisces on the star sign. I tend not to let go of things, which is my this is one of my negative things. But I'm trying slowly to not let these things drag me down. I might not show it on the spot, but you know, they affect me. And it's different things saying I forgive you, or I forgot about it, or I don't care, and really not caring. You might say that you don't care, but in the back of your mind, even if you subconsciously care, you will see something in your dream. There are indications whether you're actually getting affected or not. It's two totally separate things. So really not caring, really looking at a negative past experience without holding any grudge, without holding anything, just looking at it for what it is from a non-biased point, which is very difficult, and say this happened there, no hard feelings, it was silly, stupid, moronic, retarded, whatever the fuck it was. It is what it is. Look at it realistically. It is what it is. I hated it and still hate this type of behavior. Yet it's what they say in the Bible, you know what I mean? Judge them for they don't know what they do. Don't hold anything against them. It's very difficult. So I'll try to keep it positive. So egotism, all selfishness, I don't know what I'm going to call the video. In Greek it's egoismos, we call it, I say egotism. I think egotism is a word that exists, I think. Narcissism and nihilism. Those are three totally different and separate categories and characterizations of people behavior. Some of these behaviors I have also done in the past, some even to this day, even though I try to limit it. So by no means don't take this as he preaches but he doesn't practice. I try to practice what the fuck I'm preaching, but No one's perfect. That's why I said, like, don't try to take this as advice. Try to take this as it is what it is. I try to get better. I have kind of stepped away from some of these things, totally. On some others, kind of. Like most of the time, I tend to manage that good, and on some others, most of the times I don't tend to manage good. Which are which? I will leave up to you to decide as per my videos and as you've seen me. Those three words that I've mentioned are three separate words which characterize three separate things. I'm not guru, I'm not expert. This is based on my life experience and the conclusions that I have made over the time. I will start with I do think there's a relationship into each one of these. And this is something that I thought lately, and over the past year, as many things have happened, negative things have happened with interrelationships and stuff, which I'm not going to disclose. And I have came to the conclusion that there is a correlation between these three words, even though they mean three separate things. I believe that egotism is somebody that cares about themselves. They're doing something in order to self-benefit. I believe that we all have egotism inside us. There's not a single person that doesn't have egotism, and I'll phrase it in such a way just to make it clear what I mean egotism. You're buying a toy for your kid in Christmas time especially, and part of the reason that you're buying the toy for your kid is so that you can see him smile, be happy, and therefore that can be considered a personal benefit. You're buying it for him, you're buying it for her, you're buying it for the kid to get happy, but you also get happy. Because there's a duality in life on all these things, you can't extrapolate egotism like totally. Whatever you're doing, you're also benefiting. Let me put it in another way. Let's say you truly feel happy when you help someone on the street. You truly feel happy. Now you're going to say, isn't that a virtue? It is a virtue. And it is something that if you're doing it just to show off, don't do it. If you really feel good doing it, do it. But feeling good is an egotistical feeling. So you can't extrapolate egotism totally from our character as human beings based on our behavior through life. So you can't totally remove egotism, and to a certain extent, because we are human, we are what we are, this is our nature. I do not recommend, I do not suggest, I do not advise, even though this is not an advisory video, for anybody to go overboard and try to do nothing as egotism. Yeah, if you are on a Jesus Christ level and you're walking on water and it's like, yeah, you are one with the universe, with God, and there is no you know what I mean? I'm not saying to do that. I'm not asking for people, I'm not suggesting for people, I'm not even advising for people to reach like Jesusness, you know what I mean, or whatever your religion is, you know, like the perfect sort of guru thing. No, I'm just trying to let people know that that does exist. It is visible. It is visible in many different aspects of life and in our interactions with each other. And to a certain extent, it is a healthy egotism, but you cannot go overboard. You cannot start thinking in the sense of, I'm going to trick this guy in order for me to benefit. That's starting to become really bad. You know what I mean? And the you, the me, the whatever you want to call your ego, the more you feed it, the more you think of yourself and yourself and yourself, and you concentrate on that. And unfortunately, in 2025, this is what our world has become. There's a lot of media which are focusing on the you know what I mean? They're focusing on you becoming, like, focusing on you looking good, looking this, looking that, look at my bike, look at this, look at that. It's easily, you can easily fall into that trap. So that aspect of egotism, I would say, try to limit it. And like I've said previously, one of the famous wise quotes that I've tried to live by in my life is, everything moderation is virtue. In Greek, parmetron ariston, it means that everything is good to a certain extent. You don't need to go overboard, and if you do go overboard, even the good things in life, they can become negative and they can poison and create toxicness in your life. Try not to overly feed your ego. Try to be on a healthy level. Try to remove ones from the equation, meaning try to do things without being selfish, and focus mostly on the feeling that the other person gets. Same thing that I've said about the bike. When you're sharing an experience, you are feeling good at the moment because you're talking about a personal thing, an achievement, whatever in your life that you've done, and even if it's a hobby, obviously you get obsessed. You want to talk about it, you get into it. So that's you're feeding your ego, fair enough. But the way you're saying it to the other guy, try not to just state your achievement. Try to get his opinion through it. Try to get him in your shoes as you're explaining what you've got. I've got the hard top cover on my bike. Guys, do you like it? What do you think? Doesn't it look fucking awesome? It's got nothing to do with the silly thing that I had before, right? Yeah, how about, it's not that expensive. I would suggest to any single rider to get one of this. So try to do it in the sense of not like, hey, look at me, I got a hard cover. You can't do it, not like that. Try to see it from the other person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes and them in your shoes. If you are able to interchange between these two, you will minimize your ego, your egotistical sort of behavior. Now, if you leave your egotism unchecked, I think, and this is why I say there might be a correlation between this, it can involve to narcissism. Narcissist is somebody that is both egotistical, obviously, but they've gone to another level that based on their experience, they consider themselves much more important than everybody else. They consider themselves much higher, let's say, in whatever you want to call it, the hierarchy of value, you know what I mean? They think of themselves as if they're above everybody else. They will put people down. They will go a step further. They will mock people. They will criticize people. You try to say something, it's like, yeah, it's good, but like what I've done is like that better, you know what I mean? That's even worse, obviously. To give an example of this narcissistic behavior, it's something like, let's say, you have an argument with somebody and they're telling you off, or you're having a heated discussion, let's say, and at some point of time you can't take enough and you like walk the fuck out in order for you not to do anything more weird, let's say. You get up and you leave, and let's say you bang on the door or you curse at them. Let's say there was a preheated discussion for like 1 hour before that. A narcissist will look at that and will say, look at this type of behavior. He's just, he has no, what do you call it? He has no ways. He's just bangs on the door. He does this. He does that. A narcissistic person will not judge, will not understand his perception of things and what he causes to other people and how his behavior might get somebody to behave badly, negatively, or to a certain degree. He will not understand that. He will just see it from his own perspective, and then when you do something or you go out of character, he will turn around and he will say, look at him, look at that, look at that. So it's only judging the other person. That's a narcissist. I'll advise against that. It's a very bad thing. For certain people and certain behaviors and certain characteristics, such as the narcissist, sometimes you being overly kind or trying to remain in control might not always be the best solution. You gotta at some point pump the brakes in the sense of shut the fuck up or get the fuck up and just walk away from a situation, or tell them, you know what I mean, what you're doing now is fucking moronic, it's idiotic. You're putting me down with what you're saying. You're going overboard, you're going offboard, you don't have the right to do this. And I mean, like, state specific things, because some of these people are so self-involved in their own little world that they don't even realize they're doing it. And it's like I said, because we all have the egotism inside us, it can easily go into a narcissistic. You gotta really check yourself out, and if somebody doesn't check you out also, then you might go there. So there has been times that unfortunately I've gone out of control, which is not to my liking. It's not what I like to do, but it might not be the worst thing to manage the situation, you know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, at some point you're going to hold things inside you too much. So I had many interactions as such, and this includes both real life and both the online community, YouTube comments, friends, school, even in 2024, family, friends, relatives. many interactions, and there's many narcissistic people that I've seen, egotistic behaviors and nihilistic behaviors. And that's the final point that I want to get to. I do believe that there's a correlation between egotism and narcissism, and I also believe that there's a correlation between narcissism and nihilism. I believe that if you start thinking of yourself as a nihilist, you only see it from your perspective, and you put yourself higher than others, then you start thinking that you're a know-it-all. You start thinking as if nothing is important as per my perception. Even this simple characteristic that I'm going to state. Many narcissists, and this is a simple pattern that I've noticed over the years. Many narcissists, they're very, how can I say it? They're very, they don't like to show people that they are, how can I say it? That they're surprised, that they're hearing something new, that they're, doing whatever that they're doing. Many narcissists do this just for the fact of them not to show that, wow, I got surprised, or you showed me something like your bike, and it's like, whoa, that's an awesome fucking bike. A narcissist will try not to do that. So there's a lot of patterns that I've seen in people. Why? You're going to ask, is it going to be putting him down? No, but it gives you value. So a narcissist will avoid getting happy with your things when you're stating them. He will rather divert to something that he did straight away. So like, I long time ago I used to be into bikes as well, and now it's kind of like not that important. You know what I mean? Like, he'll try to put it down in some way, try to show what he's done in the past, and trying to minimize it rather than focus on what you're saying and possibly ask more questions. Like, whoa, man, that's an awesome fucking bike. Question: how don't you get scared when you're riding a super sport at your age? In case you fall down, how do you manage that? You know what I mean? Like, try to get involved in a non-egotistical, let's say, conversation. I do apologize for the background noise, it's going fucking spastic. Fuck, I'm focused. I'll try to keep the video short. Maybe it was not the day to do this. Maybe it was more me missing the ride and talking and sharing some of these things. I had a lot of things as per, like I said, some experience and some current really bad things that have happened. I'm not gonna go into details, which showed me some of these things. Talking about real life now, not talking about the social thing, but in the social also. There's been videos with a couple of comments which were like retarded. I did a video about, I've done so many videos that I can't remember now. I did a video about, there was a topic at hand, I think it was Max Wrist, I think it was some other guy on the internet, and they were commenting bad. I think a game review, and they were saying shit like, oh yeah, game review. I did a game review for Path of Exile 2, which is a new game. As a gamer, I like these games. And there were a lot of people that they were saying things like, it's not made for everyone, it's not made for this and that. So in social media, I've encountered a lot of egotistical, narcissistic, putting down other people's opinion things. But mostly in real life, and this is the ones that have affected me, let's say, in a bad, more negative way, that I'm trying not to let it take, overly, let's say, influence me. But the nihilistic thing is one of the things, like I said, that I think has a correlation. I mean, if you leave it unchecked, I think the flow of these things becomes egotism, narcissism, nihilism, without being a necessity to go through each one of these. But I think that is more of the common I think that's more of the common pattern. I think it's egotism that is within all of us that turns into a narcissist, thinking you're better than everybody else, putting everybody else, mocking everybody else down, going to nihilism, that because of that higher sort of perception of yourself, I'm not really surprised. Yeah, I heard about this. That's not that really important. What? You got this and I don't have it. Yeah, it's not like really important. Yeah, I used to do that as well. It's like immature. You know what I mean? That's a trend, and because nihilism has been a huge trend in these days, in our age, I am assuming that the way people got there could possibly be that. It could have been their egotism, social media and everything overly feeding, and so the system overly feeds your egotism. You're letting it unchecked. You're becoming a narcissist. You're living your own world in your own bubble, excluded from the world, thinking you're the best, thinking this and this and this, and then you get to a narcissistic, a nihilistic sort of point where you don't give a fuck about anybody else. You don't want to hear things. I'm talking to this video, for example. It's like, yeah, what is he talking about? Well, they will find something to pick on. For example, on this video, you can, in a nihilistic, how a nihilistic person could behave. They could say that these are simple things, why is he telling us? Somebody can turn around on this video and say, look at this guy, he hasn't done that, or check all the videos, look how he's behaving, look how egotistical he is there, look at that comment that he made, which is full narcissistic, therefore what he's saying now, it's like irrelevant, he doesn't practice what he says, don't listen to him, he's just an idiot that says things and doesn't do them, which has got nothing to do with the message. And that's what I've always said to everybody. You don't have to be perfect to do a video, you don't have to be perfect to do any of this. And if you don't have a channel, if you're not making these videos, if you don't have the balls, the guts, whatever the fuck you want to call it, which again, I'm not saying it to put myself up, you know what I mean, but it is a process. It is a process, and some people are closed off. I'm closed off. I'm an introvert. For me to go up here and do the social thing because of an internal need that I had and I have to express, which became more evident, and it has helped me psychologically, it's not a simple matter. If you can't fucking do it, then shut the fuck up about judging other people that do it, you know what I mean? Or if I do it, it doesn't mean that I'm pointing out your weakness of you not being able to do something, you know what I mean? So try to like wake the fuck up a little bit and don't try to put down other things. That's nihilism. Don't try to put down the value of what another person is doing. Don't try to put the value of what another person is saying down. Don't redirect. That's another thing that I've seen nihilists do. Nihilists do. I'm losing, like I said, a lot of shit are happening behind the scenes. They divert the topic. They will say something like, I'm trying to think of like something that somebody might say in order to fair enough, you're saying this, but how come you've never done this? You know what I mean? So they will redirect the point in order for them to minimize and zero whatever you said. They will comment a little bit about what you said. You will say, fair enough, I don't really agree on that. And then they will redirect the topic to something else, which will totally miss the point. We might be having a video here, we're talking about these three things. Your egotism, how it can evolve to a narcissistic behavior, nihilistic behavior, and they might redirect and talk about something fucking random, which is true. There is truth in what they're saying, so therefore it becomes very triggering from other people listening to them saying this. They will point something out. Look at that guy, but you know, he does this. And everybody will start commenting on that, you know what I mean? You will see the comments on the YouTube channel go spastic. You will see when you're sitting on a table, then another guy will pick up on that and it's like, yeah, it's true, yeah, John, shut the fuck up. Like, you will hear shit like that, which is not fucking good, you know what I mean? So that's another pattern which is very common. Redirection of the main point. And to those people, all I have to say, that I've mentioned it to other in previous things as well, is another famous saying in Greek, but I'll translate it in English. Basically, it means you're focusing on the tree, therefore you're losing the forest. That means that exactly what it means, you know what I mean? It means that you're focusing on the tree and you're losing the forest. You're focusing on one specific thing, whether that thing is part of what I'm talking about or whether you're redirected outside of the topic, and you're missing the forest, you're missing the whole topic, you're missing the notion, you're missing what I'm trying to get through this video or our discussion, you know what I mean? But many times I have regretted that I've spoken, but never that I did not, which is totally the opposite of what, you know, the social media is pushing for everybody. You know, express yourself, phrase your opinion. Yeah, that's not always the best case. Sometimes you need to shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Because at the moment you might be in your primal instincts, you might lash out on someone. If you stop back, you hold back, you wait a little bit, you might find it that it was better that you did not speak. And because in real life many people might be like that, a narcissist, a nihilist might go unchecked. So just because people have not told you these things, it doesn't mean you're not doing them. Take a moment, look yourself in the mirror, reflect on what you've done, replay some situations, try to be cognitive, you know what I mean, conscious of what you've done in your past. Don't be like I'm just doing random shit, I'm not paying attention. Try to pay attention and self-evaluate. We all need to self-evaluate. I'm trying to self-evaluate myself. There's many stupid and silly shit that I've done, both on my character and the way that I speak with others, whatever, that I'm trying to improve on, you know what I mean? In what world will I not do that? In what universe will we not do this shit? We'll have to do it. Everybody has to do it. You know what I mean? We're all humans. We're all imperfect, and we all need to do some sort of self-evaluation. Check yourself. And try to see whether you're doing specific things, and try to see whether you might be causing somebody else harm in a psychological way. I don't mean bodily harm. I mean, if you go into that stage where you start smacking guys around because they're not important as you are, that's another level. I don't want to mention that, but there are people like that as well. And there are other people that also have come into encounters with in real life. And just so people don't think I'm speaking on top of my head, or I'm just making shit up. There was an interaction that I had lately with somebody, which is I'm not going to disclaim, not going to say specifics. We're talking about something. I'll try not to, like I said, trying to make it as vague as possible. We're talking about something and a third person, and there was a comment that this is full narcissistic. There was a comment such as, yeah, you keep that up, and then when you need me, I ain't gonna be here for you. Who the fuck told you that I need you? Who the fuck told you that I need you? And this person, I've never gone and asked or begged for help. On the contrary, I'm the one that always has helped this person, which obviously they don't appreciate. And I broke ties with that person. A close relative that we ain't speaking anymore, and it's not because I'm holding a grudge. I ain't gonna speak to them unless they change. And because they're old in age, I don't think they will ever change. Who told you that I need you? Who the fuck told you that I need you? Have I ever come up to you and asked for anything, whether it's money-wise, economical help, psychological, nothing. I manage shit on my own. And I told them this when we're having the discussions, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I said it face to face. Shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? All you care about is how people can be in need of you. You're doing things, but you're not providing, like, you're advertising that I got money and I can help you out. If you need anything, let me know. I've never asked for anything from you. I've never asked for anything of you. But you're overly advertising that because that's a way of control others. You're trying to show that you got a lot of money, therefore I can really help you. I ain't gonna come to you. I ain't gonna come to you, you know what I mean? Especially after the shit that has happened, I ain't never gonna fucking come. Another comment. Again, from similar real life sort of situations. There was a discussion at hand and everything, and there was a comment such as, remember that guy? Remember him and him and him? Yeah, it was $500 to get him out of the picture. What are you talking about? So you're admitting to me live that you paid someone to beat him up. You're scum of society. You're the fucking scum of the universe. If you've taken that action and you've actually paid someone to hit someone to get him out of the picture, you're the fucking scum. So you're the underworld, you know what I mean? And even if you've done it once, 10 times, 300 times, you're part of that. You want to call it karma? Not tenfold, 100-fold is going to come back to you. And that comment was said to me in a sense of, watch your step. Watch your step, because, you know, you never know who's behind your back. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna cause me to get fear. We say in Greece, I write you on my nuts. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you're such a degenerate motherfucker that you're threatening me, and you're saying, you're admitting. First of all, the admission on itself is fucking moronic. It's out of the world.
I could not believe when I was hearing this shit, face to face with this person. You're admitting to me that you've done this. That's illegal shit, dude. Like that, my response in the top of my mind was straight away, dude, go to the fucking cops. Straight away, go to the fucking cops, so and so did this. But because I don't want to get involved with it, I stepped the fuck out. And that's what I'm going to do. That's another reason why when you see these negative energies, you just cut them the fuck off. Like a bad habit. Cut it off. What type of a fucking narcissistic comment is that? That's more to the narcissist thing. It's be aware it's only $500. Fuck, I'm scared now. I'm looking behind my back now because somebody might take me out. Somebody might whack me. What the fuck are you talking about? People take it to fighting extremes. And most of these things, again, they're minuscule. Because you had a disagreement with somebody, you don't like somebody, or because somebody went to the social media and said something about you, you're taking things to fucking extreme. You're going to the place where you're going to cause bodily harm to someone. You're a fucking narcissist, man. You're a fucking narcissist. You're not even a narcissist. That goes beyond board. And that's the end result. That's the end game, let's say. That's where you can end up. That's where you can end up. You know what I mean? Because you just care about you. You don't care, you don't sympathize, sympathy is gone, compassion is gone. Yeah, $500. Like you look at people and you're just putting a price on their head. It's like a game, you know what I mean? It's like when we had the burnout, we used to crash cars and you used to see the price tags on them. Yeah, it's the same shit like that. It's like, yeah, 200 for that guy. He's a little bit more tough. I might take one grand. I might need to get 2 of the boys. You know what I mean? Like, you're just judging shit like that. That's life to you. That's how you see the fucking world. Everybody is just not important. Nihilism. Zero. No interest, no importance, nothing. There's no value. We're just here because we're just here. There's no karma. There's no notion that this is going to come back to you. You don't believe in religion. You don't believe in nothing. And that's where you can end up. And I've seen many fucking people like that. Lately, there was an interaction that I'm mentioning some of these things without, stating specifics. But there's been over my life many other circumstances as well. I've mentioned a lot of bad and unpleasant experiences that I had in Australia, where I was involved with. Many of my friends were involved with gangs and stuff. Crazy shit, hardcore drugs. Hardcore things in general, because I knew these were people that I knew from like 12 years old, 13 years old. I have seen how the movie plays out. I have seen how a person with some psychological issues, whether it was from their parents, the family, their surrounding, but had good virtues. Like one of my friends, we used to be in art class together. We used to draw bunnies. Like for the fucking love of God. And I had to see that guy become a fucking jihadist fucking extremist. Allah Akbar, you know what I mean? You see a guy like that, go to that, then I've seen how the fuck it plays out. And there's specific key patterns in their character, how they can switch. Other people, again, that I've seen them, they're carrying the Glock. They're walking around with a fucking Glock, they're like, what the fuck? It all starts little, it all starts small, but if you leave it unchecked, it's going to evolve to something else. And I've seen this play out many times. Whether that's your egotism, you feel important, you feel you're part with something, and then you start with that, you know what I mean? And as far as the gang-wise go, they also start simple. They start off like, yeah, let's sell some pot, let's sell some weed, let's sell some fucking drugs, let's do some more hardcore drugs. Let's do this. You know what it ends up being? Taking out fucking people. Not beating them up, taking them out. That's where you end up. Is that how your life you want it to be? I don't know. I mean, to me it seems fucking ridiculous. It seems out of the world. The fact that I've encountered these things and that these things are part of reality, part of life, and to me, on like 2025, and these things still exist. Like, what the fuck? We're talking about evolution, we're talking about progress, we're talking about wokeism, we're talking about becoming a new world, and we have not resolved these things, which are basic fucking fundamental things, you know what I mean? So to me, it's like Peter Jackson said, clean up your fucking room before you go outside and try to help the fucking world, you know what I mean? Take care of the little shit, the important shit. Make sure psychologically you're good. Make sure that there's no mental illness, mental disorder, many things that I've talked in other videos. Again, I don't want to go and repeat myself. Make sure you take care of that shit before you try to make the world a better place. Climate change and shit like that. Like, if you're fucking being a hypocrite, you're being a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Try to take care of the other shit. And when you look at the other shit, where it's gangs, where it's drugs, where it's whatever that shit, try to pinpoint the root cause of all these things. Try to get behind why they have become like that. Try to figure out, how does a person become a narcissistic? How does a person become a fucking gang member? How does he become a nihilist? How can a person be so self-contained in the world without caring for the other people? Try to backtrack it. Do some reverse engineering, you know what I mean? And try to find the root cause. And if you do end up finding and picking up specific patterns, one of them being egotism, being selfish, being all that, then try to fucking focus on that. Trying to take it upon yourself to make the world a better place by disevolving as much as the egotism and selfish as possible. You can be an active part of your community and you can do this, you can help people. That might seem more little and also not tangible. Like if I like to recycle. I recycle everything, and recycle is very important to me. And if I make a mistake and I throw a fucking garbage on the wrong bin, it's like, oh, what the fuck, you're not caring about your environment, we'll go off at you. Fucking no, dude. I try to recycle when I can with these bins, and sometimes I forget. You overly focus on things which are not fucking important. Simultaneously, you're not fucking advocating for all the other shit that we've said, which is much more fucking important in life. So how can you be like all for one and not all for the other? Because that one is like the trend. We gotta be ecologists. We gotta be like, no, you're doing it for the looks. You're doing it because of it's a fucking trend. You're doing it because of whatever the fuck the reason is, other than true meaning of this shit. So try to wake the fuck up. Fix yourself first. Look in the fucking mirror before you start going out and start criticizing people like, you're doing this, you're doing that. Fix your fucking shit. If you've totally fixed yourself and there's nothing else to fucking fix, then perhaps you can go out in a nice way, in a way that you can actually make the other guy want to make the change, and you can also help out as well. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't point out bad behavior. But it's how you're going to do it, you know what I mean? Then you can go out and do it. There's some people, I don't know if, everybody's seen. There's some people that will criticize you in a way that it will make you get more defensive, you know what I mean? It's like more like, oh, why the fuck did he say this? And it might turn you up. There's other people that will criticize you and will say the same thing. It has happened to me about smoking. I've had people come up to me and say something like, oh, fuck, smoking is disgusting. Dude, I can't smell that shit. What the fuck do you do it? Haven't you been told? How old are you? 44, and you're still smoking since when? 15? You're going to die from cancer, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. They're stating negative shit. They do have a right point that smoking is bad for you, but you're not going to get me on your side if you say it like that. So it's also how you say it. You're not going to criticize me like, hey, you're a fucking idiot, you don't recycle. You're not going to get me on your side. And that should be the point. That should be, if you want to change the world, that should be the point. That should be that you're having an interaction with somebody and you're trying to get them on your side and make them understand. If you want to make them understand by putting them down, criticizing them badly, making them get defensive, is not the fucking way to do it. There's been other people that have talked to me about the smoke, doctors and stuff, and they said like, have you thought about that? How negative it can be like this? You've got a kid, you know what I mean? Don't you care? Don't you want to live longer? Shit. Things like that kind of like make me realize more like, yeah, dude, fuck, it's a good idea maybe for me to cut my smoke at some time, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, because I'm weak in this matter, this is weakness, don't get me wrong, I have no managed to do it. So yeah, this is some of the ideas that I had. I don't want to, like I said, take too much of your time. I do appreciate it. I do like, for those that have stayed and followed and listened to this, it can be a dreadful process. It's time consuming. I do understand it. But I do believe that there is some the value inside of what I'm saying. There is, and whether it's known or whether it's simple, whether it's repetitive or wherever the fuck you want to call it, I do believe that there's some value into it. Someone might, it depends on the age. Like my YouTube channel is open to everybody, you know what I mean? So it can be a kid at 17, at 18. There might be a kid that has not had the parent upbringing that they had. You're going to say, are you going to be the father figure for him? No, but I'm stating an opinion. I'm stating something. This is not for you to have an opinion about me, but rather listening to something. I've said this many times in other videos. Try not to judge the content creator rather than the content itself, and whether you agree or not. And if you do disagree with some things, or even if you agree, do leave a comment. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, be engaging. It seems as if most of the people focus is on like beef going angry, going off at people. That's kind of like what triggers them. You know what I mean? The clickbait. And when you're doing videos which you're talking about much more important things, at least as per my perception, I consider this topic to be much, much more important than talking about some other simple shit, you know what I mean? Talking about criticizing badly somebody or going off or going... I consider this to be much more beneficial, hold much more value, might have the possibility to help, or much more engaging. And to see a video like this and not have engagement is just not... I mean, that's not the point when I'm doing the videos, but it is disencouraging to see that, you know what I mean? It shows that people are in their own little worlds. Majority of them, you know what I mean? Then instead of focusing on something like that, they focus on other silly things, which have no value, no true value. It's just meaningless shit. It's like the TikTok, you're just scrolling shit. You're brainwashing yourself, you know what I mean? And of course you're going to say, don't you have TikTok? It's the usual nihilistic fucking shit. Yeah, I've got fucking TikTok. I'm part of all these things that I'm saying, you know what I mean? But I'm striving to get better and try to exclude them as much as possible or limit them from my life. I've tried to do that, and everybody should try to do that. And if you have achieved it or not, at least know that is not good. At least know that when somebody states it, like I'm saying now, that yeah, I agree. Say, yeah, you know, TikTok is not really that good. It doesn't help anybody. Yeah. Then from then and on, as long as you've said it, then you might take a certain, you know, action further. So, yeah, that's it. That's enough, I think, for today's discussion. I would like to thank everybody for your time. I hope you stayed. I hope that these things you can associate with these things. I don't have the best way to possibly say these things across. This is just me with my way, no persona, no filter, I don't have any good acting skills. But I hope that through listening to some of these things, just maybe associating with them, triggering something, possibly a past experience, try to place yourself on where you belong. Was I on this side? Was I on the narcissistic person? Was I on the receiving end? On what end was I? How did I play out my role like that? You're going to say it's pointless not to think about it. It's not pointless. If you've seen a pattern in your past, or if this video triggers you to self-analyze, then it's more than good. It's more than good enough, dude. That's like, I'm happy. If I did this for you, I'm happy. You know what I mean? And to me as well. Me saying these things out loud and just regrouping it, spacing it out. I'm going to watch this obviously on the post-edit stage, and I'm going to have it there. I'm going to rerun it if I want. If my kid asks later on at stage something, I will say, go watch that video, you know what I mean? Or we can sit together and watch it. And I'll tell him, you know, look, when I was saying these things, I was going through this and this phase. I had these bad interactions and it affected me in this way. Do you agree? Do you not agree? It's good to do this. And obviously you change. Like what I'm going to say after a month is not going to be what I'm saying now. But it's not bad to get this on tape, on record, let's say. You know what I mean? Evolve and improve. Okay, guys. I'd like to thank you very, very, very much. I hope you have a great, awesome day. It's 5th of January 2025. We've got 2 more days of work. We're going to chill out, relax, stay with the family. It is very nice these days. Like my son has mentioned so many times that, Dad, this is what I want from life. And I was like, what do you want from life? Have more time with you. You know, when you hear shit like that from your son, it's fucking awesome, you know what I mean? So be happy, be with your loved ones, with your relatives, your close ones, your friends, your family, whatever, whoever you have. I wish that, you know, at least everybody has one person, you know what I mean, that they can be. I know that it's difficult for some people that don't have, you know. If I am the only guy online that you see, I hope that I can keep you some company. It's not the preferred way, but you can consider me a friend. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'd like to thank everybody I'd like to thank everybody very, very much, and I will bid you goodbye. Have a nice day. Goodbye.